Hello everyone, welcome back to another Weekend League. Today we're taking a look at the main account, and we've got a couple new additions, potentially. I'm trying out Fred for one game without the Evo. I might put him in the Team Biscuits, which will give Incisive Plus, Tiki Plus, Pinged Base, and what is it? It's Press Proven. He's short and lean, good body type, perfect passing with those playstyles is going to be great. Small boost to all the other stats. Maybe he's worth it, maybe he's not. If not, we'll go back to Bentancur. There's no problem there. We'll just try out the Evo. I'm trying him out without it just to see how good he is base. Of course, this account's got Neymar, so excited to use him once again. We've got a debate between Insigne and Dompe out wide. I'm planning on starting with Insigne, just seeing how he does. I only tested him in the middle on the other account. And yeah, we'll go back to Dompe if he ends up being the better choice there. We're trying out Mata up top just to see. On advanced forward without the roll plus. I don't expect to continue with him. I like him on the ball slightly more than Ferran. Ferran's just got other things to offer with the positioning with the ++. So we'll see. Again, we're just going to test out some things for the qualifiers and see how it goes. We'll also give our thoughts on De Gea this weekend, assuming he does well enough to stay throughout qualifiers instead of Buffon. I've heard he's the best. I've had a couple really annoying saves that he's made against me. Of course, that tends not to happen when I use those goalkeepers, so we'll see what happens. Anyway. Same tactics as we had in the other account for the 15-0, so we're going once again for 2. I got 15-0 on this account last weekend, so I've got every chance to get it once again. Very similar team to what we've used before, so no reason why I can't do the same thing. Let's just get right on into the highlights here. Hello, and welcome back to another video. Now, today we're taking a look at the main account for our FUT Champs. Starting off with the qualifiers, of course, the team's going to go through a change or two. So we'll talk about that as we get to it, but it was a battle for Insigne and Dompe for the left mid spot. We'll leave it for further in the video to see who wins out on that one, but we're starting out with Insigne. We're trying out Mata up top on no roll ++. The idea being eventually I'm going to have a Messi card up there who doesn't have any rolls at striker, but it's Messi and he's unique with his specific animations, and even on not having the roll ++, I think his positioning is still pretty good. So yeah, we're kind of testing that out with Mata. Ah, what a poor goal this is to concede. I'm failing all my sand tackles. Never mind, it's not conceded. Never mind, it is. What is that? Oh, no, we're fine. What a strange set of bounces. Anyway. So yeah, it's Mata up top, Marta out wide. So I guess I've had a thing for players with M names recently. We've had Marta, Matteo, Mata, Madri. I feel like I'm forgetting one. Messi, of course. Anyway. You've seen in the past couple videos how the passing's been the way to go. It's either dribbling to open up the pass or just kind of relying a little bit more on the passing in the way I used to rely on dribbling. Once again, dribbling just feels a little bit behind the curve for how strong the center backs are, or how strong defending is this year. We're, of course, going to be talking about that, so if you do have any thoughts on things you want me to address for upcoming discussion videos, I do want to talk about the gameplay, kind of how to balance some of the attacking, the defending, just everything about the game really, so do leave your thoughts in the comments, of course. Marta showing kind of time and time again why she's in the team. Even in the short and normal body type, I don't seem to mind too much with her. The Trickster Plus and the Tech Plus are great. You basically got a way to escape any scenario you like. Speaking of escaping, you can just tiki-taka out of anything too, so basically, no matter what, you've got something to just retain possession, and that's really important for me. I couldn't believe that went in. It's fine that it did. I mean, its qualifiers will be fine, but, yeah, the stone's on the line. It looked like I just got there in time, but no. Because he's moved out of the way, that's such an easy finish to go with. This Neymar, of course, does have the low driven as well. And yeah, we're going to win that back pretty easy with Fred on the Anticipate plus that he's got. Mata, 99 dribbling, press proven minus. It's an Elastico into the easiest finish you'll ever see. Koto holding the width for us, and the width and the height on the pitch. Got some nice moves in there. That is a low driven finesse. She doesn't have low driven and only finesse base, but those finishes look so nice. Mata does have low driven, and that one's not able to go in. It's a little bit strange, in my opinion, but hey. Gonna utilize the tiki-taka on Fred. That's actually Conte with, I think he does have 90 shooting. Literally never get the chance to use it. The CDMs just don't get forward, but on the corner kick, nice to know. Just kind of a benefit of knowing all the stats and all the play styles you've got on your cards. Obviously, I've used this Conte for a very long time now. It's been a month or two. Yeah, definitely take advantage every once in a while of his shooting or even his trickster and use the fake shot on some of the short corners. That is red timed. I don't know how that's going in Farron. Sometimes it is John Stones up there in the box, and sometimes I'll use his base tiki-taka to kind of make those passes as well. We're bringing in Dompe to try him out instead of Insigne for this match. He's got a good little debut there. Nice finish on the little driven, of course. A little tech to get in behind. And then it's Insigne back for the next match. And it's really hard to kind of debate between the two for that left mid spot. Of course, Neymar's taking up the cam spot, so no Insigne cam on this account. Yeah, it is kind of a tough decision between the two, where Insigne, like, it's pinged and incisive for Dompe versus ticky and incisive for Insigne. And then it's having the trickster plus at all. So being able to do L1, just like in any regard, versus only having the press proven, so only doing L2, R2. But the press proven is slightly better, but also it is nice having just having both and having the option to do whichever one depending on the situation. That's a nice little chip from Vinny. I don't necessarily mind conceding that one, although of course I've got to do better of guarding the center there. I do think Insigne is just slightly a better card. Especially out wide. I mean, having the Rapid Plus can be a bit of a benefit too. And just the ticky base, honestly, is so important. But it's genuinely a really hard decision between the two. I don't think you can go wrong with either. And again, you've seen on the other count what I can do with Insigne cam and Dompe out wide, so honestly, either way you want to go is fine. But I think Insigne and it's the explosive. I think I mentioned this before, but the explosive accelerate type and the unique body type are just maybe going to put Insigne that little bit ahead. Speaking of him, beautiful little green timed low driven finish there. So let's go into, what are we going to do? Fake shot stop. Back to Ona. Use her ping pass plus. It's a great little touch there from Farron into some tech. Gets him behind easy, and of course his finishing, his shooting playstyle, never going to miss that. Never, ever. We have brought Farron back in, by the way. He's going to be a feature for this weekend. Monta was great up top. I just didn't quite feel confident this weekend going without the Roll Plus Plus up top. And honestly, for some of my slower, like Farron with the Rapid Plus and the controlled, having him make all of his sprints and all that is great. But if I'm going to start using some explosive players up top or some players without the pace play styles or the highest pace, oh, Insigne, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Yeah, to go with like somebody like Messi up top, honestly, I wonder if not having the Roll Plus Plus is better. It just does make them a little bit more stationary, but stationary means you can get it to them and use the passing or the dribbling a little more. Whereas Farron will sometimes just be getting in behind, and again, he's got the pace to be able to. But it does just make me wonder, is the Roll Plus Plus something I'm going to want on every single striker? And that's not like, the Roll Plus Plus is better, like no doubt. It is a little bit better for the rest of your team too. You get some better build up because the striker is not really like in the way of everybody else. But for my like very, very specific style here, might be a little bit better to go without it. So hey, we will be kind of experimenting with that in the future, but only having done it with a couple games here, I wasn't quite that confident, so definitely wanted to go back to what we've used before. Anyway, we have gotten up to 3-0 here pretty easily. And you're seeing like most of these shots I'm able to get are just like the easiest finishes ever. I'm not really having anything too difficult, and that's just passing, like, that's always going to be a goal. He's never, ever going to miss that. And that's really just passing into the right spot. I mean, it's so easy for me to, like, I'm not going to take the risk there with Farron and go, can I make the crossbody shot? I'm, of course, going to make the little layoff, and Farron with the ticky minus is good enough to make that one. So I think we are just at that point of the year. I've mentioned these cards again and again. Like, even the beginning of TOTS, some of these ones that came out just were missing maybe a passing play style, maybe a dribbling, just one or two there. Now we've got so many that have just about everything. Again, like Insigne's got a pace, a dribbling, a shooting, plus play style, and then 2 passing minuses. A bunch of other small play styles too. Trivela, Quickstep, all the stuff like that, right? And since the stat layouts are so high too, I mean, it's so easy to just get exactly what you need out of all these cards. And yeah, that's just a disappointment with the rest of the year. It's like, oh, I could have been having this much fun, but none of the cards existed. Now that we're in the summer, it feels like somebody in the comments said, like, oh, now it feels like FIFA can start. Like, we can start doing the Ultimate Team of the old days where, you can score some ridiculous long shots with, like, base gold cards, right? You don't need the playstyles in FIFA 20. You can have fun early on. Like, you can do everything with these cards. It just, they will eventually get behind the power curve. Only now do we have the cards that can do everything like the old cards do. So it is fun now. I'm enjoying the game more now than ever. That does, of course, correlate a little bit with the win percentage. You've been seeing how many victories we've gotten, how many rank ones we're getting. So, of course, that makes things a little bit easier. But even losing is a little bit less frustrating because I know I do have the cards that I could have done a little bit better with, right? Although, that said, so many things are still not your fault in this game. We will be talking about that in the future with some of the, I've mentioned how strong passing is, but there are also times the passes don't go where you're aiming. I did want that to Insigne, but there's so many times where I'm aiming to Insigne and it goes to Ferran there, right? What is this? On a red time finish, just going under the goal? That's so broken. That's so poor. Yeah, you've got to fix that kind of thing. Anyway, 4-1 up in this one. Can we get a fifth and stop this one more away than it is already? Obviously, this is going to be a pretty easy victory from here, but Insigne, and that's what I'm talking about. This is something he's got, just that Dompe doesn't quite. That little cut. Somewhere between the press movement and his unique body type, that's just phenomenal. We're going to call it here. Hopefully you did enjoy this one. Once again, a pretty easy path to 6-0 here. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. We will be back the following day with the final for this one, so I'll catch you all there. Take it easy now, everybody. Peace.